Hi, this is Christopher, founder and director of Musical U, and thanks for joining me for this look inside what's new in Musical U this month. This month was Improv Month at Musical U, meaning everything was themed around the topic of improvisation. We still have 1 week left in the month, but let's run through everything that's happened so far. First of all, on the Musicality podcast, I had the pleasure of talking to 4 fantastic experts on the topic of improvisation. We had Nick Mainella from the 10-Minute Jazz Lesson podcast, David Wallerman of Guitar Playback, Brendan Lowe from Jazz Piano School, and David Reed from Improvise for Real, and it was fascinating to hear each of their perspectives on learning to improvise. We also had teaching episodes on the podcast about how to approach improvisation, improvising rhythm, improvising using scales and chords, and how to add structure and phrasing to your improv. On the website, we had a bunch of new articles about improvising, including for classical music, and 3 great guest posts from friends in the music education world. And last but not least, inside Musical U, we've been releasing a ton of new content to help our members learn to improvise step by step. So let's have a quick look at the 3 modules we've released so far, as well as the new instrument pack resources for learning to improvise. So the first thing to mention before we dive into those new modules is that we already had 2 modules about improvisation inside Musical U. The first is Approaching Improvisation, which is all about the mindset and overall mental frameworks you need to be a successful improviser and avoid the common traps and pitfalls that lead to robotic or very limited improvisation skill. So Approaching Improvisation is where we recommend everyone starts to really get clear on what is it you're embarking on if you want to become a free, confident, and capable improviser. We have also released Improvising Melody, a module all about the specifics of improvising one note at a time and what goes into that in terms of pitch and rhythm, what your options are. Then this month, as part of Improv Month, we released Improvising with Chord Tones, which connects melody to the idea of notes in chords, which we call chord tones. So this is a really interesting module because it's something that a lot of people think is quite a sophisticated aspect of improvising, but it can actually be part of your repertoire from day one. And as you'll see, we break it down and show you step by step how to connect the notes you're choosing for your melody to the notes that are in the chords you're playing over. This has a dramatic impact on how musical and how effective your improv will be. The second module we released is Harmonic Tension and Release, which goes into more detail of that interplay between harmony and melody, and it has a bunch of listening exercises and explanations and opportunities to try it so that you learn how to create tension and how to release it in your improvisation. There's a lot that goes into this, but it doesn't have to be complicated, and again, it's something that makes a really big impact on how musical and how moving your improv is. The third new module this month was Phrasing and Structure, and this was an interesting one because we started out putting it together as an improv module, but as you'll see here, it's actually classified under melodies now because we realized as we were working on the material that what we wanted to share goes way beyond improv. The idea of phrases and the idea of structuring music is obviously universally applicable. It's not just something for improv. So although we use improvisation as kind of the vehicle for explaining all this, and it's a great way to play around with it, actually, what you learn in this module helps you with interpreting written music, it helps you understanding music by ear, it helps you just performing music you've learned before. So this is really a module that goes way beyond improv, but will have a big, powerful impact on how you shape the music you play when you improvise. Something that wasn't on my list before, but I should mention, was we also had our Fireside Chat in Musical U this month on the topic of improv. So this is an initiative that our community conductor Stuart put together, where it's just an opportunity to come and hang out live with the team and talk about a particular topic. So this chat was all about improv. We had a bunch of members show up and share their experiences, their questions, their concerns about improv, and the team were there to share our own ideas and experiences and advice to help our members get into improv. As well as our new training modules, we released new resource packs for guitar, piano, and bass on the topic of improvising with phrasing and form. So here's a preview post I'll link to that gives you a little glimpse inside each of those resource packs. And as always, these are about helping you connect your core training at Musical U to the particular instrument you play, with exercises, ideas, and technique specifics that apply on that instrument. So that's all available inside Musical U now for our members, and this week we'll be releasing one more module. It's our Improv Practice module that has a bunch of backing tracks you can use to practice all of the exercises in those other modules, and our full Improv Roadmap that leads you step by step through these modules and other exercises to help you learn to improvise from step 1 through to being a capable and confident improviser. The final thing to mention is that this coming Saturday, we have a very special guest, Nick Mainella, presenting an online masterclass for us on the topic of improvisation. This is free and provided online, so if you haven't already, please register to attend this masterclass and learn what Nick has to share on the topic of improvisation. So that was Improv Month at Musical U. I hope you guys have been enjoying it as much as I have. This last week is going to be a fantastic one. We still have our guest expert roundup post with a whole bunch of pro improvisers and music educators sharing their favorite improv. And of course, we have that masterclass you won't want to miss. Thanks for joining me for this look inside what's new in Musical U this month. We also, I should mention, have a big special promo coming up this weekend to round off Improv Month. That's going to be a great opportunity to join Musical U if you're not a member already, and I would love to see you in there. Be sure to check out our Facebook page and take advantage of that promotion.